dedicating this video to whoever at Wizards of the Coast made the decision to not let me get borderless Bedevils or Temple of Malice. You are the reason why my deck is 5 cards short of being perfect. Anywho, this is Red-Black Aristocrats. For those who are unfamiliar with the term, Aristocrats in Magic is jargon for decks that gain profit by sacrificing their own cards. So in Standard right now, we have a couple different things that are aristocratic. Notable here is Priest of the Forgotten Gods. Sacrifice 2 other creatures you control. Your opponent, or any number of target players, lose 2 life, sacrifice a creature, you get mana and draw a card. Woe Strider is a new card from Guildseer. It makes a goat when it comes into play. It can escape, giving you value from your discard pile, and it can sacrifice another creature to draw a card. Mayhem Devil gives us value when we sacrifice things to other things by dealing 1 damage to any target. Chandra, Acolyte of Flame, makes you 2 1-run, 1/1 red elemental creature tokens, which is great. And then we've got some Witch's Ovens here as well as another loop with the cat. So let's go ahead and dive on into a league here and see how it goes. I timed someone out for making a lazy card suggestion in chat, but I'm going to go ahead and address it anyways, even though they took their break. Someone asked why they told us we're not playing, that we should play more castles. They didn't provide any reason why. I actually think playing more castles in a deck like this is kind of a mistake in a world where we are adding temples into the mix too. So between Temple and Fabled Passage, we're going to have a number of hands where we really can't not play a card on 2. So like a hand with Temple Castle is a double tapped land hand. A hand with Fabled Passage Castle, where the Fabled Passage needs to fetch Mountain, that's a double tapped land hand. And like, I'm already giving myself 6 lands that when these are only 2 lands, they're gonna be double tapped land hands. And I just wanna mitigate the number of double tapped land hands that I'm going to have. I missed your question, Daddy. Supplies, you're playing Woe Strider. I think Woe Strider is an incredibly good card. I think Woe Strider provides reasonable card selection. It also provides a grindy element as the games go long by allowing you to escape it from the graveyard over and over again. We played the blue-white control deck in Historic this morning, War Game. Free sacrifice is very powerful. Lets you just turn all of your creatures into a bunch of damage. The free sacrifice means that when you have cat oven going, you can turn every extra food you have into an extra cat trigger. Woe Strider is also a single card that provides 2 bodies. So like if you have Priest and no other creatures in play, you can play Woe Strider and then activate Priest. It's very possible that the 4/4 flyer that like makes you other things when they die is reasonable to play, but I think not playing Woe Strider is a huge mistake, so I don't think that would be the cut. All right, I'm gonna keep this hand at bottom of Mayhem Devil. Yeah, I think this escape is very good as well. I guess because we have 4 red-black Titans, the escape is maybe a little bit less relevant. It's very possible that if there's a card in this deck I'm not sure of, that the red-black Titan might not be a 4 of. I want to start with 4 just to get a feel for it, but I wouldn't be surprised if our conclusion after playing this a bunch is that card's unnecessary. Your concern is not having enough things to sacrifice. I mean, based on my previous experience with this deck, we have more things to sacrifice than ever before with Woe Strider, and the Titan being something to sacrifice, so I disagree with your assessment. I also think if you're interested in playing more, Woe Strider, well, that's great. All right, full control mode, cast this. In response to the sacrifice trigger, let's go ahead and sack it to the Priest. Just get to right off the bat. The drill bits be agonizing remorse. I don't know. So this deck is really good. This deck is really good at dealing a point of damage to your opponent. So drill bits can be more efficient than agonizing remorse. So that interaction there is the reason why I think this card's potentially very good in here, because you can do that and sack it to Oven, or sack it to Priest, or sack it to Woe Strider in response to the trigger. Well, I don't know exactly what they're doing, but they played a cheap creature, so I probably want to bring in Claim the Firstborn. If they're on the aggressive side, Stormfist Crusader is usually a card I cut against opposing aggressive decks. I'll bring in a couple of Bedevils for a little bit extra interaction. Go from there. Woe Strider also curves very well with Rankle, because you can play Woe Strider on 3, and then Rankle hit them on 4, sack the goat to the Rankle. I'm excited to see the red-green deck. Living Twister seems less relevant than Spellbreaker in a 35 creature, 24 land deck. Flood seems unlikely. Well, if you look at the deck, Android, it has a very low curve. So, like, you want to get to 4 consistently, but then you're going to have extra past that. So I disagree with you that it's going to be unnecessary. That's definitely something to think about. Living Twister also gives us... Sometimes they want it more than you, chat. Living Twister also gives us 3 devotion for Clythos. So here's a pro tip, chat. I've seen this happen twice now in the last few minutes. There's a lot of people in chat, even with sub-only mode right now. If I don't answer your question, it's not that I don't want to answer your question, it's that I didn't see it. So when you post a second time saying, hey, did you see my question? That time I see it, but now I still don't know what your question is, because if I didn't answer it last time, it's because I didn't see it. Just a good, and that's just not even on this channel, it's just a good one in general. Don't post and say, hey, did you see my question? Instead be like, hey, this is my question again. So one of the things that's weird about this ley line is they have a bunch of creatures, right? So, like, even though I can't hit them with Mayhem Devil, I still get to mow down all their creatures. Can you exile a creature from the graveyard when it's being cast for its escape cost? You mean exile the creature that's escaping? What do you do when Chipotle underfills your veggie bowl? I mean, well, you're watching them make it, so if they underfill it, it's probably your fault. Yeah, Priest is the only thing we can't do under this. That's an absurd draw. I have not had issues with the arena today, but other people have reported having issues. Well, the red-black enchantment removal spell explicitly doesn't work on this, right? Because it's target player sacrifices an enchantment, or is it each opponent? It might be each opponent now. I actually don't know offhand without thinking about it. Hey, young baby. Thanks for the continued Prime support. Welcome back. Farika's liberation requires a target. Yeah, I don't know the text on it offhand. This game's been a good example of Mayhem Devil's board control. Enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 human soldier. When you cast a spell that targets it, creatures you control get 1/0 till end of turn. This might be playable in Feather, huh? Wait, what? Oh, I just messed up. I didn't realize. That's whatever. It's gonna be okay. All right, nice ley line. Mojo, thank you for the 18 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. That hot read that the opponent could save the Legionnaire. Yeah, it felt like they had a God's Willing there, or some kind of way to target it, so I decided not to go for it. Sure, this hand's fine. And bottom Chandra here. Hope to draw some lands. Is this deck the one that drags us to Mythic? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. Alright, let's draw a red source here, huh? Wish I had kept the second Chandra. If I knew we were playing against a blue-black deck, I would have kept second Chandra for sure on that mulligan. Easily our best card here. It's possible I want a third Chandra in the sideboard. I left Priest up here in case they play a sweeper. I can sacrifice my stuff. Yes, this is a red-black Aristocrats build that I put into the deck queue. Well, they just put Time Wipe in their hand, so that doesn't bode well for our hero. We do have our castle here, so that's nice. Are they dead? I think they're dead. But I just played like mono tapped lands this game. So if I activate Priest, sack, they take 4, and then this does 4. Yeah, I could draw more damage, maybe. I think it's important that I put them to 2 so Gutterbones is lethal. Although it might be wrong to give them a chance to draw land. So I just assume they have a sweeper here. There's currently 3 cards in my bin other than this. This escapes for 5, so if they kill these 2, I can escape this. Hey, Gundog. Excited to play some Sweet Standard after being off for long? What decks are we excited for? This is what I was looking forward to. This is like my pet archetype for the last little while. Well, that's great. So, well, they get to down tick. Sure. Was this a cut the line? No. It's in the deck queue. I guess if the last card was a land, it was lethal. Yeah, it's pretty unlikely that it's a land, though. I guess Stormfist Crusader and Titan are a little bit of a non-bow. I loved Stormfist Crusader in previous iterations of this deck, but maybe if Titan's something that we're doing, it's a card we don't want to play anymore. Definitely felt some awkward tension there. Yeah, I guess it is just a recursive threat, but like Woe Strider is also a recursive threat. There's a lot of things to board in. But Devil kills Planeswalkers, if that's the thing we care about. Do you think we're the control deck in this matchup, or do you think we're the aggro deck? Would be my question to you. Yeah, I agree with that too, Percy. I'm just thinking out loud, just trying to articulate thoughts that are in my head about what we're doing. I agree that Stormfist Crusader is just a good card. There's also upside to, like, being able to take the card out of your opponent's hand every turn. Yep. Nah, I think that's bad. Extras. I think don't play bad cards to make your cards that are good better. Don't. None of the escape cards need enablers. You want enablers for your escape cards? Put 4 Fabled Passages in your deck. That is an appropriate enabler. Let's fill the bin for Woe Strider and buy it back, huh? If we're playing Oven next turn, why not use one of the passages? Because the passages represent marginal value in the future if I draw a Mayhem Devil, and the thinning is statistically insignificant. Absorb my cat, opponent. You know you want to. Meow. Sure. You bounce Woe Strider and give me another goat.
Oh, I've done.
Issues in Teferi as a gain 6. I mean, of course, the best escape enablers are green. The best everything in Magic is green. Chat, are you new? So, the best thing you should do to learn about life and magic is to realize that you should both be able to identify when there's something you should almost always do, and then also identify the corner case situations where you shouldn't be doing that. So, in this deck specifically, I think because we have a lot of cheap ways to deal damage, Drill Bit ends up being better than the black discard spell in a lot of situations.
This might be a bad idea.
Two tokens for killing the giant is great. Oh, they thought they were going to get to kill my cat. Joke's on you. Is Gutterbones better than my average draw? I feel like it's not. Nice land, Jeff. Should have kept the Gutterbones, Jeff. Oh, feels magic, man. Yeah, John Avon better watch out, chat, because we are practicing drawing lands over here. We're coming for his job. Joke's on you, opponent. I don't have spells. Not only do I want things to stay on the bottom of my deck, so I'm not cracking it, but there are Mayhem Devils in my deck too. Exiled 2 good spells. Feels magic, man. Titan does not have haste. We're probably dead. There's 2 cards in my graveyard. No, it's exactly what I just talked about. Listen to the words that come out of my mouth. Thinning your deck is statistically insignificant. Shuffling cards that you've already scried to the bottom that you don't want to draw makes it actively bad, and having copies of Mayhem Devil in my deck means I'm actively encouraged to not shuffle, because if I draw Mayhem Devil, I get a very real upside from keeping them. So it is wrong in every sense of the way to crack these Fabled Passages. If it gave me enough cards in the bin to bring back the Titan, it would probably be fine. Take the third game on the play here. Maybe draw some spells. Deck thinning with a fetch land like Fabled Passage is only statistically significant when you are drawing a large portion of your library, which means in most games it is not. When you have the upside of... Did you think about putting in spells? I'm going to consider putting in some spells for this game. Especially when you consider that those thinning points are weighted against... Would I be willing to switch back to Historic after Blueback mid-range? Like for a Cut the Line donation, Thumb? Esper, thanks for the 2 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Yeah, this is fine. Not amazing, but fine. So long, Wrinkle. Ooh, Rix Maadi could be an okay one. I agree with that. I like this hand because of the number of discard spells they play. Ain't that the truth? Are they debating too for winning themselves on this Chandra? Yeah, in thump. Titan requires 5 to escape. It wasn't the red source we wanted for Christmas, but it was at least a 3rd land, so we got that going for us. Perfect.
Living in a monastery full of firebrands?
Now, here's a question. Do I want to... sack these elementals to draw a card, or to scry, or sack these elementals to get food? I think I want to scry with at least one of them. Eat the other one. Yeah, coward split. Uncertain, let's split the difference. I do definitely want to leave at least one oven up in case they have, like, Eat to Extinction here. Or like a Murderous Rider that we can make bad. Although if they had a Murderous Rider, they'd be targeting Chandra anyways, right? It might be wrong to not have 4 Chandra in this deck. She's real good with a lot of what we do.
Hey, these little guys are great.
Would fire elementals taste spicy? Asking the real questions. Nice life gain land. Nice life gain land.
Oh, they're so cute.
It's the part where the control deck dies without ever doing anything relevant. Feels like a game where the control deck dies without ever making a relevant play.
My friend is here to help your pain.
You have a time wipe. Cast your board card concede. Let's make it happen. Thanks for the big bitty stomp. They cried. They definitely did. A little punished for not leading on oven, but... Huh? Alright, so they're a Bone Crusher Giant deck. Do I just go Cat Oven here? Nah, I'm just gonna play this out. They already stomped once. They have another Bone Crusher, I get really punished for not going Cat Oven here. But outside of that, I'm happy with my choice. Client stability's been good for me today. Other people have reported issues, but it's been behaving well for me. Is there any reason it couldn't have been worded as each opponent who discards the land? Little roast giant here. Well, they've ramped quite a bit. We get to do a good bit of damage next turn, though. I get to go land, Mayhem Devil, Cauldron Familiar here. They automatically get bolted if they have Tamio out. That's a good observation. That could definitely be relevant, especially in Historic. Okay. Okay, you have some lands. Are you not dead? Or are you super dead to my Mayhem Devil and my Cauldron Familiar? Scale of 1 to dead. What are we working with here? They have so many lands, chat. Hey, Oswego. Thanks for the half a year. Yep. Ended up getting my wife's board games put up behind me. Blue-green giant seems sweet in Kisa's combo. Yeah, I can see that. You put the cat in the oven and you bake it all up. Huh? Rankle's pretty medium against Brazen Borrower. Put in a couple Claim the Firstborns that takes most of their stuff. Rest of this seems fine. Claim with Woe Striders, also excellent. Do I want drill bits? I guess they don't have that many creatures and I have Priest. Maybe I do just want to go after their bits. Strider's kind of medium against Flame Sweep. I'm on the draw. I'm gonna kind of land on the draw. Ariamund, thank you for the entire year of support. Let's get you a sword to go with that shield. Thanks for keeping me around. What do the kids say? YOLO. Swish, chat. Swish. Yeet. Yeet it. Nothing but net. If you want to add Historic Pieces for 10, that's fine. Percy, that's the shell we've mostly got put together already. We've been playing this one for about half an hour. Alright, if we draw untapped lands here, we can Mayhem Devil them next turn. Alright, let's take a peek at your bitch, shall we? What you doing? Get rid of your card advantage, play this, pass the turn. Perfect, Percy, noted. Strider's very, very good. Big agree. Uro is a card that you can play from the graveyard for value with its escape cost when you're on your fair game plan 2, Wargy. Seems super reasonable. Dogged Alex, thank you for the 3rd of a year. Welcome back. They're basically out of gas, so I think I just play the Priest here. Yeah, it's also a ramp. That deck is relatively mana hungry. Did they draw a removal spell? They don't have a removal spell here. They're about to get slaughtered. Alright, no removal spell. Alright, they don't have a lands. They got 2 spells in their hand. The question is, are they good ones? Their giant can't currently attack past my cat oven. Okay, so notable here that opponent messed up. They should have targeted Priest. They should have targeted Priest with the copy. Because since they targeted Priest with the original, I get to sack it to the oven. And then they lose their Bone Crusher Giant. I think they're still pretty far behind there regardless, but... Alright, I need to run to the restroom really quick. Sorry about that. Need your calls. Back in just a minute. Thanks for hanging out. We're gonna play some more of this when I get back. Ugh. Perfect. Can Jared tell us a little bit on how to play Magic? I don't know. For people that aren't familiar with the games industry, I know ideally that, like, there shouldn't be any issues at release, but people pretending that, like, Wizards is the only one that has release date issues is really far from true. Release times have way higher player bandwidth than other times, and scaling up infrastructure for, like, very small amount of time is expensive and difficult, so often it doesn't get done. Seems great. Hey, Rock, thanks for the year and a half. Your historic Lich's Mastery deck did not make it on the queue yesterday. I will have to double check. That's really good. I don't know exactly what they're doing. It definitely did a gunslinger. I'll get that added today. Sorry about that. Huh? Well, we're definitely attacking for one. I feel like it's just Stormfist Crusader. I want to try and hit a land here. I didn't play Diablo 2 or WoW for a month after the original release. They were laggy message from the get-go. That's Esper with Traveler's Amulet. 4-color, interesting.
Right on schedule. That's more like it.
Land.
I noted this somewhere.
They playing like 5-color Niv Kisis or like 4-color Kisis? 4-color. Neat. They also ditched a Poly-K off that Tameo Plus. Maybe I'm supposed to ignore this Planeswalker and just hit them. They are at 13. I think Standard doesn't really have the tools to leverage Featherwell. Are we dead? I feel like we're dead. This looked really sweet. Binding the Titans. Yeah, the fact that we missed our land drop on 3 and they had Teferi to bounce it just put us too far behind, I agree. Well, let's give it the college try here. Push Chandra up to 5.
I can't believe Mother Ludi gave us homework.
If we draw like a Mayhem Devil next turn, Mayhem Devil plus Chandra plus Priest might let us get through this. They are at 13. We can maybe just like punk them out from there. They plus for Oathakaya and hit it. Savage. Yeah, I'm not talking about making them sacrifice a creature, worst neighbor. If you listen to what I actually said, I said kill them from 13. Yeah, Niv's legal, but it doesn't look like they have red mana. They're just playing 4-color Kisses, basically. Thanks. You should always wait to get approval for a deck before I play it. Before you send me money.
I thought this was a sparring match.
Oath means I get to gain 2 if I attack Tamiyo 2 here.
Don't worry, I brought company.
I think I need to kill Tamiyo, which sucks. Means they're going to 15 here. Looking for a Mayhem Devil. Oh, they're gonna exile my Woe Strider here. That's awkward. Oh, I have a cat in my bin. I should have sacked one for a food to get my cat back. That's fine, I can sack the goat. Woe Strider is very, very good. Agreed. Woe Strider also means while it's in play, if they like play another Massacre Girl, they can't kill my 2 toughness things if I sack my 1 toughness things in response. The new guy there for those not familiar. Okay, there's Kisses. So they can play legendaries from their bin. Okay.
I am not going to sit this one out. Don't worry, I got you.
Yep. Oh, they're killing Chandra. Sure. Yeah, makes sense. All right, sick. Sick. So let's start with this. Yes, that one can stay right there. Creature or land from their graveyard to their hands. They can pick back up Pelucranos here if they want. They only have single green at the moment, though. Oh! Oh, this triggers on that. Yeah, I guess I should kill their Teferi anyways, huh? Just get him out of there. I guess killing their Teferi lets them rebuy it with Kisses this turn. was a real concern. Second Oath is absurdly good for them here. Because they get to use Kisis to replay the other Oath. Or they can just Tef rebounce it, sure.
Sorry I'm late.
Hey, Squibfish, thanks for the 13 months. Welcome back. I appreciate it.
Try this.
Man, it's crazy how much further we'd be in this game if we would have, we just hit our third land on 3. That tempo loss early just made it so it was just impossible for us to get out ahead of anything. Wow, this card's really bad, huh? Against these escape cards. It's decent. Is it though? Is it? The escape animation is excellent. Big agree.
Here goes nothing.
Escape triggers Desecrated Tube. Technically correct. Yeah, if they sit here and just do stuff with Oath, we're probably dead. So they can, like, Oath, Teferi Oath here.
Let's slow this down. No, I am not making this up as I
Sure. Yeah, we are dead on board. It's just they've taken some questionable lines, some like making them kill me. Okay. I'm surprised we haven't seen any cages yet. Well, so one of the side effects of lots of different decks having lots of graveyard synergy is that what's the word I'm searching for? Is that if everybody's got a little bit of graveyard synergy, people are less likely to be playing anti-graveyard cards that are symmetrical. Because they'll impact both players. This is a claim matchup. takes Kisis, takes Emery, takes their silly Gargoyle. The other thing is too, like, a lot of people are playing these cards that are just, like, incidentally graveyard valued. It's not like, they're not, the cards we're playing are not like your deck stops working if your graveyard synergies aren't on. Canister concluded that Heliod Ballista combo is bad. Oh, I'm excited for him to eat crow on that one in a few months. God bless him. Sure. His next level, Canister is going to show up to the first Pioneer Player Store event playing that archetype, that combo. Hey, this is weird. We played 3 lands in 3 turns. It looks like we're going to run them over. Fancy how that works.
I'm a pretty good. Say hi to my fiery friends.
He played some medium minus viewer lists on stream and hated them. To be fair, it's a learned skill being able to decipher which viewer lists are garbage and which ones actually have something there potentially.
Painfully slow.
It seems like the 2 strongest shells for Ballista combo. See what I think what you're doing there is hot nonsense. You're making assumptions about what's good or bad without actually knowing anything. The step 1 to becoming good at Magic and being good at figuring out what's possibly good and what's bad is take all of your assumptions and throw them in the garbage can about what is actually good or not. Have assumptions about what you want to try, but don't make assumptions about what you should write off or not. It really isn't a substitute for hard work, especially like in an archetype like that where there's so many different ways you could build the shell. Alright, so you get to hit them for to 11, and we get to bring 2 Gutterbones back, but pretty far behind here at this point. If you'd like to know my opinion on the way I think you should approach building the Ballista combo deck, is I think my estimation is I would bet there will probably be a competitive shell that involves 4 walking Ballistas in a mid-range or control deck and 2 to 3 Heliod. So like Ballista is the more playable card of those two. So you play 4 of the card that's individually reasonable, and then you play a couple copies of the one that instant combo kills with it, and you go from there. All right, I think we're dead at this point. Feels pretty dead. Their build is super sweet. I like the use of Amulet to like fix their mana and stuff. That's a pretty good draw. You're gonna use the Abzan list I played and swap in 1 Heliod somewhere. Oh, this is 5, right? The oven was tapped, right? If it's not in the deck queue, it's not been donated for, Corel. There's like 1 or 2 decks. I don't know. There's a lot of submissions. Always check the queue. Me saying yes or no without knowing is then we lose this to Kaya. I was thinking this was only 4, but it's 5. Yeah, it's I think you should view the combo as a package. You should take the package, you should jam it into an already established deck. That would be the best place to start. Vaughn, thank you for the 10 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. So there aren't, Soul's Attendant isn't Pioneer legal. That's one of the cards that was printed directly into Historic. Speaking of life gain. This is probably going to be hard for us. We'll see. If we get to Mayhem Devil, we probably just slaughter them. If we don't find Mayhem Devil, I expect this to be a challenge. Yeah, I've got 3 Tibalt to my sideboard for this matchup as well. So we sack the Titan in response to its own sack trigger here. You can do it with Priest, you can do it with Evan, you can do it with Woe Strider. Okay. So I think I bring this back and then shock this in, play Cauldron Familiar so I can loop that. And then next turn we'll go Devil, Gutter, Fabled Passage and just destroy them. They just can't beat Priest here even. Claim is great. Tibalt is great. They have plenty of poopy creatures, so this doesn't seem very good. I probably can't defend my Planeswalkers a lot of the time, which does make this a little bit awkward, I think. Is this a matchup where I want Stormfist? It might not be, right? They're kind of aggressive. We'll bring the Noxious Grasps in. Hey, Treblet, thank you for the 20 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. He's been okay. Titan's a card I feel like I'm uncertain on. Woe Strider's been great. Woe Strider's been very, very good. Sure. It's a good start. I don't really care, Wargy. By sharing the link to the tweet like that and everybody going, oh, Canister said the combo that's probably fine is bad, you're doing exactly what he wants, which is giving him attention. That's why he's posting a tweet like that. He wants attention. That's how people work. That's how social media works. Hey, that was a good draw. Bantu is still great. No, we weren't even playing Bantu at the end of last season. Bantu's just too clunky and expensive in this archetype that wants to be more aggressive. He wanted KCI unbanned. Everything you need to know about Canister is he wanted KCI unbanned in Modern. Ooh, that's a good draw for later, too. What is KCI? KCI is Crockclon Ironworks. It's an incredibly offensive combo deck. To be fair, you could probably unban that card now that Mox is gone, huh? Do we just, like, end their whole career here? I think that's the plan. So we do this, and this is why Woe Strider's good too, right? Because I can escape it back later now. And, like, the plan here is, like, play Tibalt, make a 1-1, sack the 1-1 in the priest, kill the Linden.
Play nice. Oh, you're so cute.
Oh, I'm dumb. I could have played this and then sacked this and played the Tibalt off the mana. Yeah, that's what I should have done. That's fine. Wasn't really a wrong way to eat that, Reese's. It's good, Top 10 Hammer. I don't know. The card that we thought was gonna be good appears to be good. Hey, good games to you too, Rexbox. We on the play? Or are we on the draw? We're on the play, but they're playing fire. It's a little awkward. It's a good start, though. Priest and the Chandra's nothing to scoff at. Is a Sphinx of Foresight up there. Let's scry a bunch here. So they scry 2 top, 1 bottom, and they scry 3 again. What does Blood Aspirant do? Got a new card. Does the bot not have it? I don't know. I think Stormfist and Kroxa are both fine to play together. They're both just like individually good cards. Nah, that card seems slow and bad. Let's not play individually weak cards. Let's just play more good cards. Yeah, so it's okay if they're awkward, slightly awkward together. They're both individually good. Just play more individually good cards. Now, it's possible I want more Chandra in here. I'm only at 2 Chandra right now. It's very likely I want a 3rd. Could also be an okay sideboard card for the control matchups, but she's super impressive. I wonder if I want to cut... Maybe I cut Rankle and drag the curve down.
I know my responsibility.
I could see that okay.
Trust me, I have a plan.
It'd feel weird to play this deck without Judith. No, I haven't played Judith in this archetype in a really long time. There's too many, and with Woe Strider, there's even less reason to play Judith. This is an aggressive deck, so playing too many slow and clunky cards in your aggressive deck is not great. Too many 3s. Alright, don't Clary on me. Yeah, the escape cards fill in the top end of our curve in a way. I agree with that. So if I want to cut 2 Rankle and a Castle from the deck, that gives me like 3 cards to play with? 3 slots? Why not play out the cat? So I could have something to hold back in the event that they played a sweeper. Nah, just more bad cards. Just play more individually powerful cards. I asked what happened to the black-white Aristocrats deck. Yeah, just like mid-range. Mid-range is largely unplayable. In a format full of Nissas and Hydroid Krasis, trying to outvalue them is not a great place to be. You'd rather just be ending the game. And the red cards are just way more... This card's absurd is part of the answer too. Like, this is just like the best payoff you can have for sacrificing things. Yeah, Rix Maadi could be good. More 2-drops. We could play like a 3rd Chandra and 2 Rix Maadis over those. I don't hate that. I trimmed a Mayhem Devil here because he gets swept up by Deafening Clarion a lot of the time. Sure. Yeah, Rix Maadi is a card that is, like, it can be a 4-drop too, which is nice. I agree. Traditional mid-range has a pretty hard time. And Pioneer, not in the greatest spot. All right, show me your bits. Hey, Gamer, thanks for the 1.5 years. I appreciate that. Welcome back. of the decks that you see listed in my stream title are decks that I still have yet to play. As we play through decks throughout the course of the day, they are removed from the stream title. So those are the decks we plan to play today and the order in which I intend to play them in the stream title that you see.
I've got time.
Listen, if I drill into them, you're going to show me your bits whether you like it or not. We're not giving you the choice, okay?
I'll protect you.
The zoo set was good. Definitely worth going back to watch on YouTube if you thought the list looked sweet. So we're going to stomp one of my cats here. Only having 2 black's been awkward this game.
Hey, that was uncalled for.
Control deck was good. Theros added a lot of cards for control.
Here we go.
I think we're probably dead here. Just a little bit too far behind at this point. Yeah, let's try and get the 3rd game on the play, huh? Zoo refers to playing lots of creatures, big creatures generally. Monsters, questing beasts and lions and stuff like that. Oh, it's funny. It's funny because it's sad. It's funny. It's funny because it's sad. All right, sorry. I'm back to the magic. What do you think about Evolving Wilds to enable escape cards? I think that sounds slow and clunky and bad. I think you're going to struggle to cast your spells consistently as is. You shouldn't make your deck slower. I think you do. I think the #1 mistake people are going to make when brewing in this format is they're going to try and play too many bad cards to make their good cards better. Don't play a bunch of terrible cards trying to make your other cards, your cards that are already good, better. Instead, just play more good cards. Yeah, we have playable Evolving Wilds right here. You don't need more of them.
This isn't a fight you can win.
You're not wrong that that's something people do everywhere. It especially happens. A lot of people seem to forget good principles around set release, though. They just like take everything and throw it out the window.
That's more like it.
Okay, it's a sweet draw. All right, show me your bits. Maybe it's greedy to leave them Kenrith. I don't know. This is going to drain them for 3, right? If they draw fires here, I'm really sad I left them Kenrith. Well, they might be dead, right? This is 5, 6. So I'm 1 short of killing them with this next turn. What an unreasonably bad beat. Oh, the cat kills them. Oh, sick. This could be a spell. If this is a spell, they're not dead. So we need this to be a land. If they discard a land and go to 1, we kill them with the cat. Yeah, I didn't give them a chance to make a mistake, you're right. Ooh, we have a different animation on the escape cards. Okay, all sparkly and sheeny. Love it. I think I bottomed this, right? So they're at 9. I guess I should have just taken the Phoenix. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I should have taken the Kenrith instead of the Sphinx. That's what I should have done. No, I want to oven the cat. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I lost that because I took the wrong card. I should have just taken the Sphinx. I gave them... So, like, situations like that are good learning moments because it's really easy to focus on, like, well, my opponent was really lucky and they drew their fires. And, like, your opponent can be really lucky, but you could also have made a mistake to allow them to have had that out to be lucky is a really important distinction. So, like, the fact that I made a mistake doesn't change the fact that my opponent was fortunate, but I also, because of the mistake that I made, allowed my opponent to be in a position where they were able to get fortunate. So had I made a different decision, my opponent wouldn't have had that as a 4 of out to draw there, basically. And I think I'm going to do what we talked about there. I'm going to cut the castle so go down to just 23 lands, and then go up a Chandra and add 2 Rix Maadi. And Rix Maadi's kind of sweet, because not only is it a 2-drop that goes here, but it's also kind of a 4-mana spell at the end of your thing, right? At the end of your curve too. Let's play one more with the small change, and then we're going to take a quick ad break and roll on to some red-green aggro. What match right now? I don't count. I make sure to play a minimum of 2 matches, but then I tend to play decks for a specific amount of time. So rather than counting individual matches, I usually play decks for about an hour to an hour and a half or so. I mean, Zoo way predates 2017 as a concept in Magic, just for reference. I think this card's sweet. The red-green list we're gonna play has a little bit, only has like a green splash, so it's not playing this card, but I think this card's probably very good. And I think we're probably very dead here. Although Fabled Passage is actually a good draw, because it means I can play second Devil, crack Passage, kill this next turn. I'm going to concede to Questing Beast here, though. Or Embercleave, also super dead to Embercleave. Leaves! Thanks for the 2/3 of a year. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Claim looks good. Noxious Grasp looks good. Stormfist Crusader comes out against other aggressive decks. Chandra's not stellar against Questing Beast. Seems fine. I think I lead on Priest here, so this way if I draw a Cat or a Gutterbones, I can go Kroxa plus that next turn and activate the Priest. No, there's plenty of room to play the new discard spell, that's why I've not registered it. I've omitted it because there's plenty of room. Huh? I'm just supposed to do this. Hoping to draw a creature we can play here. Perfect. This is actually a draw that's kind of punishing for eating my food. Why not trade with the goblin and kill the beast on my turn? Because I didn't want to take a hit because we're currently racing. Oh, you know what? Should I scry here? I should probably scry before I do this. Give myself a better chance to hit some action. It's not bad. This would let us get another card and then eat it with the oven and bring the cap back, so end up in a pretty good spot here. I think I'm happy with how I boarded. Maybe on the draw, I want these Chandras out and the Bedevils in, because this is pretty likely to die, and I just want more ways to keep my head above water. I would love a Secret Lair Bitter Blossom code for Arena. I like this deck too, Percy. Aggressive decks with tricks are great. You can also sell them. There are people that I believe people are selling them on eBay for like 10 to 15 bucks or something. probably a mulligan, right? All right, well, with that draw, I'm going to do this on 1, and then on 2 we'll go Oven Familiar. That's an okay draw. I think I want to lead on Oven plus Familiar here rather than playing this right away, because their deck almost certainly plays Bone Crusher Giant, and getting Oven down makes Bone Crusher Giant significantly worse. What do I want to do here? Playing Priest is really resource inefficient. I think I want to play a 3-mana spell, so that way... I think I want to play a 3-mana spell, so that way next turn if I can draw a land, I can go double Priest. I think it's just Bedevil, because if I play Mayhem Devil out and they have... if I play Mayhem Devil out and they have a Domri's Ambush, I get very sad. Questing Beast is whatever. If I draw a Fabled Passage next turn, my Mayhem Devil can actually kill their Questing Beast, which is sweet. Okay, and now we do this and get to play 2 Priests out, which means I'm very likely to untap with 1, which would be great. So then any creature that we draw is stellar here. Okay, they don't have a red mana here. Am I sacrificing the other priest or am I sacking the Mayhem Devil? I think I'm sacking the other priest. Hey, thanks, Langdon. I appreciate it. And then, like, we can sack this priest for a food and then bring the cat back and just deal a pile of damage here, huh? It is a very good thing we did not draw Titan. Would have been an attack on Titan. Alright, I think I like where we ended up with this. Relatively happy. I like the slightly lower curve. Woe Strider felt pretty good. We didn't get a chance to see Rix Maadi in action, but I like the fact that it fills both spots on the curve. This card's probably good enough. It's like an adult number of 4 ofs. Yeah, I'm into it. I think this seems super reasonable. Probably going to update the black-red list on my website to reflect this. All right, I'm going to go ahead and hit a quick ad roll while we get set up for the next deck. When I get back, we are going to place them with this base red aggressive deck that's got 4 copies of the God of Destiny here in it, and then four Tectonic Giants, which was impressive in our other deck we played earlier. So back in just a few. Thanks for hanging out today, folks.